from Kerala, Sanju. Audio video clear, sir? Hello?
Manoj, audio
Yes,
video clear.
yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you, sir.
From Karnataka, how many have joined?
We will just wait for a couple of minutes so that everybody can join in, and then we will start.
Good morning, sir. I am Vikas from Directorate, and may I know who is joining from NIC for the training?
We have Rajesh ji, we have myself, Manav. We both are available over here from email team.
Okay, sir. Just we are briefing the circles, and thereafter you will proceed with the agenda and for the training. Okay, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
जी सर, जी सर। आ रहे हो ना लाइन में? हाँ वाले।
All are requested to switch off their mic, otherwise we will forcefully switch off their mics.
हाँ हाँ वो भी। हाँ अच्छा, ठीक है, ठीक है।
Yeah, good morning, Vikas.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Fine, sir. Good morning, all of you. We are here for the email and Kavach for handling the email solution, which we will migrate in the next month. Director Technology and ADG Technology has joined the training meeting. Uh, Today, first we start with the data collections status. Bihar Circle has shared us the template yesterday. Anyone from Bihar Circle who is the nodal of for this?
विकास सर, मैं राहुल बोल रहा हूँ।
राहुल जी, आपका जो डाटा शेयर हुआ है उसके अंदर आप लोगों ने सिर्फ कंसोलिडेट करके आपने भेज दिया है, उसको आपको एक बार गो थ्रू होना है। उसमें डेट फॉर्मेट कई जगह गलत है, यू आर यूजिंग द रॉन्ग डेट फॉर्मेट्स एंड मैनी कॉलम्स आर केप्ट ब्लैंक। All circles are requested to, before sending the details to us, at least the nodal officer should go through the details. No columns will be left blank. There are date of retirement mentioned which are wrong. 19, I think some date of birth has been mentioned in the retirement column.
ओके सर, ठीक है। मैं
And user ID we have already briefed.
चेक करके फिर से रिवाइज भेज दूंगा सर मंडे को।
हाँ, user ID में जो आपको लिखना है, that is the suffix of the email ID only. आपने user ID में लिखा है @gov.in और email ID में लिखा है @indiapost, कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी है।
ठीक।
और फॉर्मेट जो आपको दिया हुआ है dd,
ओके सर, मैं चेक कर लूंगा सर।
dd-mm-4 ये वाला फॉर्मेट ही यूज करना है सबको। dd-mm-y,
ठीक है। ओके,
वो फॉर्मेट आप फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। और कोई कॉलम खाली नहीं छोड़ना है, कोई भी सेल।
ओके सर।
And rest all the circles are requested to share the details at least by end of the day or at the earliest. So here with the NIC team with us to provide the training, Mr. Rajesh Singh is, sir, please. NIC team, please take.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Chennai City.
All circles are requested to keep their mic mute. In case any circles have doubt about this template, they can ask before the NIC will start the training.
Good morning, sir. This is Ankit from Uttarakhand Circle. Sir, is a last name compulsory, sir? Because some of our users don't have last name.
All the columns और cells are required to fill. आप उसके अंदर कुछ सेम नाम फिल कर दिए अगर लास्ट नेम नहीं है तो उनका.
श्योर सर, श्योर सर. डेटा आज सेंड हो जाएगा सर, आपके पास आ जाएगा सर.
ओके, थैंक यू सर.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर.
Sir, Rupen here from West Bengal Circle. Sir, electrical wing and civil wing is not rolled out in CSI. So we can't put the CSI ID for them. So any ID for employee ID or level like things we can put there.
Sir, we have already yesterday mentioned to the Karnataka circle also that whichever employee ID, if they are not using CSA, any employee ID which they are using in their profile, you can use that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
One thing you
Sir, your voice is not audible. Your voice is not audible.
Yeah, Devadiga now. Can you hear me now? No, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What I was telling, because you can mention that this is a migration of the existing email ID. In addition to that, those who do not have the email ID also can give their particulars, so that it can be done at a rate. Those civil wing or electrical wing was mentioning, if their details is
Yes,
also
sir.
fine, it can be
Yes, sir.
taken
We
care
have
of.
already shared the details with
Yeah,
all, sir.
that's what I repeated actually.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank
Very
you.
clearly we have told everyone.
Yes, sir.
Still, if they got any doubt, they can ask for that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Rajesh, I think Rajiv, when I see, you can go ahead.
Rajesh,
Rajesh.
NIC team.
Yeah, I'll take it from here. I'm just sharing the screen. I'm man of this side. Thank you very much for joining. Just give me a minute so that screen can be shared and
Okay.
the PPT is visible to you.
Vikas, please also explain to our participants about what the active members can do and what passive members can't do. That so that if they during the meeting, if they have any doubt, they can ask to the consent team clearly.
Okay, sir. We have few active members from the circles and some are the passive members. Passive members can view the training and only, and the active members can be asked question during the query session. They can ask their queries.
हेलो सर, एमपी सर्कल से बोले सर, आवाज नहीं आ रही सर।
Sir, Mr. Manav, is there any issue?
आपकी तो आ रही सर विकास सर, बाकी उनकी नहीं आ
Yes, sir.
रही।
We're just trying to share some screens facing some technical issue. Just need 2 3 minutes so that we can start.
Okay.
Or you can start with some briefing, sir.
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Till then, I am just briefing that we are expecting training from NIC for the using the NIC email through Kavach application and how the circles can use the IMAP. Major three components are proposed to be discussed, and let's wait. But our DDG technology has also joined the.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
So waiting
We're
for
just
my
waiting for the NIC. They are having some technical issue and they are ready to start. Because you can brief by the time when they are ready.
Okay. So I'm believing right now almost all the circles are represented here, and they are doing right now the homework which we have asked them to do, especially in terms of creating the email IDs of. So the important thing what we all need to understand today is that after this training you shall be equipped and knowledgeable enough that how you are going to handle the new email system. There are basic fundamental difference which primarily emanates from the usage of email within the NIC system, which include mostly of security parameters. So number one security parameter would be the web access URL, how you're going to access that web access of the email. Second important thing will be about usage of the mobile app to access the email ID. And third of the important access will be about IMAP through your mobile phone, through your Outlook or any desktop based email ID client. So these are the three important things which you should know that how when on 3rd of July when the email system migrates to the new system, all of the users will have to have an access to the new URL using the Kavach application, and how you're going to actually use this email ID by having an IMAP access, that is through your Outlook or mobile technology. So today the idea is that all of you through the horse's mouth you are able to hear how actually the technology will work, how what benefits you will get by using the email ID through the NIC, and thirdly what are the protocols you need to follow today, especially in terms of how the email ID will be accessed, how you have to keep your security passwords, and other parameter related to email usage. The important thing also would be that once the email start to the NIC portal, we also need to understand if there's a functional user, if he retires or if he gets migrated to another place, how this email ID will be used by the incumbent. So those set of protocols we need to understand today through the NIC system. And what I have understood that it is very easy system. but requiring a little bit of understanding, especially in terms of how technology will be usaged using the security protocol. So with that, I'm sure NIC team has also joined today. So they will sail you forward of usage of email. So henceforth, I would request all the circles, regions, and the divisions, whosoever are present today, that you must constitute a team of trainers who can brief all the functional users to start using the new email ID system of NIC, or at least start seeing all the videos or whatever we are going to tell it today. That's all from now. Is the NIC team available
Yes,
right
yes,
now?
yes, yes. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you for giving the introduction, and my apologies due to some technical issue. We were not able to, share the screen, maybe because of the number of participants or what. I'm not aware of that. But yeah, thankfully, technology. We are using the technology. We are happy with the technology, but we are also battling with it day to day. So I'll just start since the interest of everybody's time. So we are here to discuss, as you rightly said, about email, and we are here to discuss about the, yeah, we have to be we are here to discuss about how the usage of email. I'll show you the I'll try and explain you about the features that we have for email, how to use Kavach, what is Kavach all about. So if we could just go to the next slide. Yeah. So why do we have to use an our in-house email system? What is the use of email? Why don't we use Gmail, Yahoo, Rediff, or all those service providers? So the key driver behind this Government of India email is the Government of India email policy. The policy highlights few points which are already mentioned over here. If you can see that Government of India email policy for number one was released in 2015. The main objective of this policy was to ensure that we have a secure access and usage of email services, especially during this COVID times when the team has been, when the entire country was battling with this pandemic. Still the work has to go on. Most of the people were working from home. This email usage and sharing of data and sharing of exchanging of communication through email increased, you know tremendously. So on the other hand, where the usage is increasing, we also have to be secured because of the importance and criticality of the government data for running smooth operations. This has to be under a secured environment. So the government, the imagine the entire country thesis, entire country data, or anything which is residing on someone else, servers, or somebody else has control of it. So imagine the researches and all that are being held in our country, and people are utilizing this, without any issue. So the basic need was to have a secured email service in house, and it is requested from it is requested that anybody who's using any other service, example, we always tell people, those who have this government email ID, to use only this email for their communications. Next. If you could just recall what Eric Schmidt said in 2010, he was Google chairman at that point of time. Understand the statement that he mentioned: we don't need you to type all. We know where you are, we know where you have been, and we can more or less know what you are thinking about. So this was in 2010, and you can imagine we are sitting in 2022, how much they have, how much data they have. If I'll just give you a small example, if you could recall, a few years back we had this photo challenge on Facebook, like having a 10-year-old photo and then showing your 10-year-old photo, current date, and they were just collaborating data out of it so that they could use it for, AI, ML, and all, so that they can improve their own algorithm for face recognitions and all. So understand the amount of data that we are posting online, or we are just sharing here and there, without this knowledge that every the complete control of our data is with someone else. In case anybody recently who has created a Google ID, you might have recognized that while creating a Google ID, it asks for a checkbox for terms and conditions. I just want to know if anybody has read those terms and conditions. I'm sure none of us reads those terms and conditions. In fact, I never read it when I created a Google account long back. So it clearly mentions that we are authorizing them to use our data in whatever manner they want. These lines are clearly mentioned over. So imagine the use of our data, and they are building their own system for that. Secondly, we wanted the data to reside in our own bounds, like in the boundaries of government of India. So this was the main factor for driving behind having a government email system. Next. I just talked about this. You can imagine we collect information, to provide better services, language you speak, ads, and all those things. The complete control of your data, photos, videos, docs, spreadsheet, anything that you create or you use, Google has complete control of it. Next. So this is the amount of traffic, and this is the amount of data that we have. Currently, we have more than 3 million users. We are receiving, and we are transactions of mails and all are happening on daily basis, which is nearing 45 million. We have integrated more than 2000 applications for our SMTP service. We have more than 1200 domains, and we have more than 24 petabyte of storage. So imagine the amount of data and the amount of infrastructure and the traffic that we are having currently. Next. So these are the main pillars of our government email. One is security. Security is very important. See the increasing resilience on an interconnected ecosystem of online devices in today's business environment has greatly increased our resilience on email security in order to prevent cyber attacks. You can very well understand hackers these days are not targeting the servers or the machines, or the equipments. They are targeting the data. They are targeting user data, because they also know what is the importance of data. So you might not even know that the system has been hacked. The hacker won't do anything, but he'll keep on tracking your activities. He'll keep on using your data for his own benefits. Then we have performance. Absolutely, these days the performance have to be at the utmost level, because people are using this system for communications, and they don't want any lag, any delay in that. Secondly, business continuity is very important. Service continuity is very important, and for that we need to have redundancy also. And again, apart from that, we should have rich feature set, so that rich feature set and user friendly feature set. So our target and our vision is based, and our foundation is based on these 5 pillars. Next. See, currently we have 3 data centers, which is our Delhi, our main data center. Then we have Hyderabad, which is our DR, and we also have a near DR. So as far as business continuity and um, 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 business continuity is concerned, we have 3 data centers. The data is completely in sync with a DR, with a near DR. Next. So these are some key features of our email. So if time permits, I will also like to show it to you live when we try and log in. We'll show you the rich feature set that we have. So we have internationalized domain name. Currently, we are supporting Hindi, English, Tamil, Odia, and we are in process of adding more and more languages. Now, not only adding typing languages or composing, but even the email IDs for whatever Punicode that is available. If you understand what Punicode is, so it gives you an international domain. Like if I say in Hindi or Tamil, it will say sarkar.bharat. I have displayed the same. If you see on the top left corner, it in Hindi. The mail address also is in Hindi, not only the first name, which most of the email providers use, but we do have a complete name in the regional language. Then we have multiple, mail view options. We have advanced calendar. We have mail recovery. Now, even if a user deletes a particular mail up to certain period of time, which is configured, I think we have kept it 90 days right now, a user will be able to recover its email by its own without the intervention of any administrator. You can download all attachments at once, or you can click on one attachment to view or download. Then we have save searches, advanced searches. I'll tell you about this also moving forward. Then we have standardized templates, because we understand that we are working with the government of India, and we need, example, we need a letterhead to be sent. And these days, especially when post this COVID times, things have moved online, and paperless are being targeted. So majorly the templates are designed, pre-designed, so you can write your complete letter, or you can send it to whosoever you desire. It will depict as a letterhead itself. Then we have persona. Example, you want to use a personal mail ID and you want to use your official mail ID, but you don't want two mailboxes to be separate. You want them to coexist. We have that option also. Now, whomsoever you contact, like, we save that contact automatically in your account itself. Then we have a drag and drop option also available. We also have an option for slow network. HTML view gets open if you are on a slow network. We have a briefcase similar to Google Drive or My Drive kind of a thing, where you can upload your documents and share with your colleagues. Then we have a header rewrite to understand more, and to just give you a gist of it. It is basically to stop spoofing. We have an option for send mail later. We also have an intimation of attachment alert. Example, if you are sending a mail to somebody and you are mentioning in a mail that please find attached. For example, I use please find attached, but if I have not attached anything, it would automatically tell you that you forgot to attach an attachment. Now if you mention FYI attached, so you can use that keywords also. It will tell you that you've forgotten to attach an attachment. So we can share and we can delegate our accounts. Another very good and important feature, keeping security in mind, is OTP for sharing folders. If I want to share a folder, I want to share a briefcase, I want to share a file, I want to share a contact with my colleagues, with my peers, or with my superiors, I can share it, and it will prompt me for an OTP before sharing. The OTP will go on the registered mobile number. So it is very important, when you get your account created, the registered mobile number that you are using currently should be mentioned over there. We also have an option to update your mobile number through eSign. We also have an option of Kavach, which is a multi-factor and two-factor authentication. We will discuss more about it moving further. That is also very important. These times, as I told you, hackers are after, especially, government data. So we need to be very vigilant. And most of the websites, most of the banks have moved themselves to multi-factor or two-factor authentication. So we also give you an option for a push notification or login through an OTP. We also have desktop apps which supports multiple operating systems: Linux, boss OS, Mac, Windows, you name it, and we support it. We are also on Apple and Google Play Store, App Store and Play Store. You can download the apps from there. I'll show you those apps also. Next. So these are some key features. We have a lot more than this, but these are some key features. I think there is some lag in moving the PPT. So if you have your own application, a registered audited application, we also provide SMTP gateway services. I don't want to talk more in detail, but yeah, sure. This is just an example to depict. All the mails go through sender reputation, filtration, and all those things. Next. So we also have single sign-on with Parichay integrated. We also have geofencing. Now, since we have mentioned geofencing, I would like to, talk a little bit about this geofencing. What does this mean? Geofencing means, example, my base, place is India. So I can only use my email ID from India. In that means I can log into my email ID only if I am in India. If I go to United States, or I go to Canada, or I go to UK, I will not be able to use my email unless I define a policy. So this is integrated with Kavach. So before traveling, if I have to travel from 20th June to 25th of June, and I am going to United States, so I can apply that policy, and only during that duration I will be able to use my email ID from United States. In case somebody is using an email ID, he is trying to log into your email ID, even if your password is compromised from some other country, you will get an SMS. The SMS is shown in between, like security alert. Access is attempted from somewhere else. If it is not you, please report. In case it is you intended to use, please apply for the correct policy. So this is another security feature that is very important. Next, I will show you, if time permits, how to apply the policy also. So this is something like this is multi-factor authentication. Now, why do we call it as multi-factor authentication? Because it supports, apart from two-factor, it supports multi-factor along with mobile apps, with desktop apps. You can log in through OTP. You can log in through push notification. Now, imagine that I have already downloaded this app in my mobile phone. So this is the first picture, shows you the how it displays. These are some old pictures, so we have updated the app. So you can see the updated app. My apologies that the updated app pictures are not available over here for now. But yeah, uh, you can see a OTP. Now you have an option to log in with your password, and you attach this OTP at the end of your password. You will be able to log in. So example, if you are at a place where you have a weak internet and you are not able to get push notifications, now I'll tell you what push notification is. If you are not able to get a push notification, you can also use this OTP to log in. So we have taken care of that part also, in case somebody complains that I don't have an internet over here, but I still want to log in. How can I do it with the two-factor? So this is the OTP. It keeps changing every 30 seconds. And we also take -1. Example, if while typing, if you have entered an OTP, so we also use that OTP. That is also a correct OTP. Now, what is push notification? People might have used Google. If you log in from somewhere else, it asks you a number, or it asks you an accept or deny. So it's similar to that. You use your username and password. As soon as you enter your password, you will get a push notification on your registered devices. Now, what is registered devices? By registered devices, I mean when you download your app on a mobile phone or a desktop, you will have to register it through your email ID and password. It will ask for an OTP, which will go to your registered mobile number. On putting that OTP, you will register that device against your email ID. So as soon as I log in, you will get a accept and deny push notification on all your registered devices. Now you need to accept it if you are trying to log in, and if you see that I'm not logging in, it is someone else, you can straight away deny this. So the user will not be able to log in after that. For now, we give 3 devices are permitted. Single ID can add 3 devices, but if you send a request and you give a justification via approval, you can always have more devices attached with your email ID. Next. So this is Kavach. Basically, what I was talking about, the multi-factor authentication, two-factor authentication application that is built in-house has been given a name called Kavach. So this Kavach has geofencing. This has multi-factor authentication. You can log in through OTP. You can log in through push notification. Now in this app itself, you can enable, disable your IMAP also. We'll discuss about that later moving forward. This app also gives you a lot more. You have videos over here, help videos. Now help videos are also there in this app, when we also have help videos in our email that you log in through your web. So not only with respect to Kavach, but usage of email also, we have all the videos, majorly all the videos available, like how to use Kavach, how to refresh, how to map your IDs, how to create a briefcase, how to share a briefcase, how to create appointment, how to send mail. All those help videos, small 2 minutes videos. Also we have approximately 20 to 25 videos uploaded right now, and it's an ongoing process. We keep doing that. You can also apply country policy from this app, or you can go to kavach.mail.gov.in. Now, moving ahead from Kavach, we'll keep discussing that. We'll keep hopping from email, Kavach, email, because these both are tightly coupled. Now, login history. As soon as a user logs in, he gets an option to view his login history. On top, on the left hand side, you can see that there is a screenshot which shows where to click. As soon as you click there, and this also pops out, so you can see where you logged in from, which country, what was your IP, what was your protocol, what was your date and time. So a vigilant user, if he sees something suspicious, he can immediately report that. We have given a mail ID also. However, these are the basic features that we are providing. So initially we are giving just 15 days of history. Next. As I told you, okay, Rajesh ji, can you just show the URL first, email.gov.in, if you can just. No, it's not visible. I think you've just shared one screen. Anyways, we'll give that demo later on, if at all it is taking time. So we have an option for OTP sharing, via OTP. If I just want to share a folder, example, or a contact, I would just right click on that contact. I would get an option to share. As soon as I enter an email ID and press OK, it will ask for an OTP. OTP will be sent on your registered mobile number. You just need to add an OTP, and it will allow you to share. The recipient, on the other hand, will receive a small mail to accept what you have shared. Once he accepts, he will be able to view whatever you have shared. Now, we also have a notify block hyperlink. This is another security feature that we are having. Any link that you click, maybe in front the link is something else and behind the link is something else. Like in front, it might show you mighty.gov.in or stategovernmentname.gov.in. However, there is a phishing link behind that link. The actual link is something else. So this will notify you as soon as you click on that link that there is something suspicious, because the link that is being displayed is different from the actual link. Please ensure that you want to proceed further or not. So we have that kind of security also available over here, so that our prime customers, example like you, are not fooled, or their phishing mails cannot be clicked, or your data is not being shared to unwanted people. Next. So in case you want to use encryption, example, if you want to share encrypted mail, so we do support SMIME and we do support PGP. So PGP is already configured, and for SMIME you need to use a dongle. We although we do support soft tokens also. I would not like to go in detail, but yeah, I would just like to share this, that we have an option for SMIME and PGP. We can digitally sign the emails, and also we can sign and encrypt the emails, or only encrypt the emails. Next. This is PGP. So both are used for encryption, although the technology behind them is slightly different. Next. This is how an email looks like. If you could just move one slide back. Yeah, this is how an encrypted email looks like. If it is sent to if somebody else who is not intended to receive it or visualizes this, he can just see junk characters. So this happens both in PGP and SMIME. Next. So NIC Kavach application. So I have given most of the details about Kavach applications in the beginning itself during the introduction. However, you can see that we give multi-factor authentication, geofencing. Also, we have an option which is blacklisting of proxy IPs, blacklisting of IPs. So we can create our own pool that we should not allow access from a certain set of IPs. So as far as security is concerned, we do use that also. Next. So how to apply for geofencing, how to put your desired policy or for country policy. You have two options. As I said, you can go through app also, you can go through kavach.mail.gov.in. If you go through kavach.mail.gov.in, you will see apply country policy. At same point of time, you can apply multiple country policies. Example, if I'm traveling from 20th to 25th to Dubai, and from 25th to 30th to Mauritius, then from 30th to next month of 5th, I'm traveling to somewhere else. So I can apply those country policies for that intended point of time, and it will automatically get expire when I'm giving that particular date. So it is very important to have at least one current country policy. So that is for your base location. Example, if I am in India, or I am in United States. Next. These are the applications that you can download. I have depicted a picture also of Kavach applications that are available on App Store and Google Play Store, because hackers try and build up new applications, new links similar to one's look and feel of government, and people fall prey of it. So you need to be vigilant. You need to download only the intended applications. You can get the same information on our homepage, that is email.gov.in. We have added those links over there also. Also, it is available on kavach.mail.gov.in. Also, we have documentations available on our homepage, how to install and which application to install and how to use. All those things are already mentioned over there. Next. This is how you can register. You just need to enter your username, then your password. You will be given an OTP on your registered mobile number. As soon as you put the OTP, you can have your device registered. Now I'll give you I'll tell about a very important thing aspect over here. You also have a freedom to map multiple IDs on same device. Example, if I am using an email ID abc@nic.in, I also am using an ID xyz@nic.in, or the PA has to use the two IDs. So you can register multiple accounts on one device also. So we have that freedom also. Next. So this is geofencing. We can apply country policy as I already told you. Next. This is tap request. You have to accept, you have to deny. In case you are the intended user who has typed your username and password, so you can just accept and you will be able to log in, and you can deny if you are not the intended user. Next. So in case you are not getting a request, you have typed your username and password, and due to some reasons, due to connectivity issue, internet not available or something like that, you are not getting your request. You can also pull your request. We have given that option also. You can just push pull, or you can click on the pull tab, and it will send a request to the server, and it will see if at all any request is pending for your particular ID. And as soon as you click the pull button, it will show you that. Then you can accept or deny. Next. So how you can log in? This is our home page. This is not the complete home page on your right hand side. If you see, however, this is how our sign in button and tab looks like. So you need to enter your complete username and email ID. And example, if my password is your password, and you can see on the left hand side the code is 306901. So you just need to enter your password followed by the code. In this scenario, you will not get a Kavach notification. You will just be able to log in directly. So this means that I have logged in through a push note, not through a push notification, through an OTP option. Next. So, these are some common reasons for account compromise, and I would request you to just have a look at it. I'll just read for you so that you can be a vigilant user. You can be a user who knows his account and knows how and when there is a possibility for account compromise. Using of obsolete softwares, you should not do that. Clients, like example, desktops running on antivirus, without antivirus. If you have installed pirated softwares, system is infected with trojans, keyloggers, multi-factor not configured, using same credentials across. You would have read, a year or so back that Jubilant lost all its data with passwords also. So in case you were using the same password across the portals, the hackers would have control of that. Storing credentials in plain text files or your desktop. Example, I have a password and I have created a file and I am putting that on desktop itself. So there's no use of doing that. Using less complex passwords, test at the rate 123, your name at the rate 123, date of birth at the rate 123. So avoid using that. Sharing your credentials should not be done. Credentials are like toothbrushes. It is best when you use it only when only one person uses it. Lack of cyber security awareness. Registering your official government email on third party websites for newsletters and all. Clicking on links from unknown senders. So these are some common account compromise reasons. Next. How phishing mails are sent. A person will hack your account, and he will send phishing mails to your contacts, and it will look like you are doing that. You might have seen certain cyber crimes like this. People are creating groups by your name. They are sending mails by your name. They are demanding money. They are taking control of the complete data. So you need to be very careful with that. Next. This is a sample phishing email. See, it will look very clear that it is being sent from a DG. As directed by DG sir, kindly download files from COVID-19 agenda and applications. As soon as you click on this email or the link, everything's gone. Next. See, I clicked on it, could not preview. There was a problem with the network, and everything is gone. At this point of time, everything is gone. You cannot control anything now. Next. This is what we do. We identify a email in case there is some compromise. We inform certain, then we take actions on email. Corrective actions are taken, preventive actions are taken. We block the IP, we change the passwords. Whosoever has read the mail, we change the passwords. This is our standard operating procedure. Just wanted to tell you how we are working. Next. This is now, we've discussed about Kavach, geofencing, multi-factor authentication, how we can log in. The URL that we are using is email.gov.in. Now, this is once you log in, we have multiple mail view options. You can group your emails date wise, you can group it by subject wise, you have single message view, you can do it conversation wise, you can put your reading pane on right side, you can put your reading pane bottom, you can switch off your reading pane, you can increase the size of your reading pane, you can decrease the size of your reading pane. So we have all those common options that are available. Next. See, this is how a conversation view looks like. I'll just pause for 1 minute because I think there is a lag in the PPT. So you can just visualize it. Next. So I was talking about dumpster. Now, as the name suggests, this is not dumb, but it is called as dumpster. Why it is called as dumpster? Because the deleted mails move to this particular folder. Now, this is not in your folder structure. However, once you click a small arrow on the trash, it gives you an option to recover deleted emails. As soon as you click on those deleted emails, any email that you have deleted within the 90 days of span will be available. You can just right click on that and you can restore it to your inbox. You don't need any administrator, anybody's intervention. If you have deleted an email by mistake or you want to recover that email, the user himself has an option to recover that. Next. Now we have a very good thing called as advanced search. Now what happens? Why do we call it as advanced search? You can search by name, you can search from, you can search subject wise, you can search any tag that you want, sent, received, date. You can also combine these search queries. Example, if I want to search a mail from no reply, which has been sent to support account, CC'd to a test account, and has a subject called as testing, you can use this complete string and it will do that advanced search for you. You can also give a date format within that search string. Example, if you want to search in an inbox, use the keyword search message for a specific date. You can do that also. If you just go to the next slide, you can see that over there. This is what I was telling you, that you can search from no reply to support, CC to test, and subject is also request or test, whatever. Next. See, this search is happening in inbox and during this particular date. Now, by default, in a search bar, we have already selected inbox. Like if you're sitting on inbox, inbox will be visible on top of it. So by default, the search happens in that. However, you can remove that and you can search in the entire tree as well. Next. Now, this is another advanced search feature. You can also use a and or an or string. Example, if I want to search a mail from my boss and it has been sent with subject this. Example, I received 10 mails from my boss. However, I need to search a particular mail which had this particular subject only. So you can use that and string also. You can use an or string also. This or this. So both the examples are depicted over here in the presentation, if you can see. So it will display only those mails which came from user X with subject X. Next. From user, but not this subject. In the previous slide, we saw this subject and this user. However, this user, but not this subject. So it will show you all those emails apart from the emails that has that particular subject. Next. So we have advanced calendar also. Now you can sync your external calendar also with our calendar. You can configure this calendar on your mobile phones also, Android also, Google, Apple also. You can configure your, calendar client also if you have any, like Outlook. So we do support that. We give you an option to create multiple calendars. Within those multiple calendars, you also get an option to create private appointments or official appointments. So we give that flexibility also. There is another very good feature. You also get a SMS as a reminder for your calendar. You just need to go and configure that particular notification on your mobile number. Example, you get a snooze or a reminder 5 minutes or 10 minutes before a meeting. So we also give you an option. You can get that on SMS also. It is not mandatory. If you want to use it, it is okay. If you don't, you can switch it off. You have the flexibility to do that. I'm getting messages that most of the time PPT is blurred. I think that the local network or should be a problem, because I just see a lag. So I'll go a little bit slow so that the PPT is visible by the time I'm speaking. Next. This is how I can create an appointment. Just by double clicking on a calendar on that particular date, it will be visible. I can right click and create an appointment. I can give my personalized color to a particular calendar event. I can add more details. I can set reminder times 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before, 30 minutes before. I have that flexibility. Next. I can share my calendar. Sharing a calendar, folder, contact, or briefcase. The procedure is same. right click on that particular calendar, right click on that particular folder, right click on that particular contact, right click on the briefcase, share, enter the email ID. This particular screen is visible. It also works with your contacts. You type the first three letters, and whatever your contacts are saved in your contact list, you get those contacts over here. As soon as you enter the contacts and press send button, it will prompt you for a OTP. As soon as you put an OTP, it will be shared. The recipient on the other side has to accept that share. You can do it as an admin, you can do it as a manager, you can do it as a viewer, you can do it as none. Every step or role has its own, rights: view, edit, add, remove, administrator, or only view and edit, or only view. Next. This is briefcase. We give a user a flexibility of adding up to 1 GB of file. 1 GB. A single file can be up to 1 GB. You can create multiple folders. You can right click and share only a particular folder. Next. Rajesh, can you just remove the PPT and we can show it on the portal itself in case. Somebody is asking me what is the maximum storage capacity on the email. See, we have quotas. We have a 20 GB plan, we have a 50 GB plan. Then we can set quota that is configurable. Apart from that, if you are asking about how much the maximum size of an attachment that can be added, we give a flexibility of 25 MB, because most of the email systems like Google, like other email systems or external systems, are using that, are allowing not more than that. So there's no point of attaching more at our end, and we are not able to send that. However, if you want to send large files, use briefcase. Briefcase gives you a flexibility of adding up to 1 GB of single file. By default, most of the email service providers are doing 25 to 30 MB. I'm trying to answer some questions that I'm getting on chat along with what I'm trying to display over here. So you can the maximum you can upload spreadsheets, PDFs, whatever you want. Google Drive is not collaborated over here as of now. That is not our product. However, you can upload your own spreadsheets and all, whatever you can do. Yes, IMAP is configurable. We just wanted to talk about IMAP. Outlook, Thunderbird, email client, any email client that supports IMAP, mobile phone, Apple, Google, we give that flexibility. We have a FAQ already uploaded on menu bar. If you can see, this is our homepage, that is email.gov.in. As soon as I click on menu bar, you can see what's new FAQ. Over there, you get the complete flexibility of all those things that I've talked about. You can view that. You can get the configurational details also for IMAP and POP and SMTP. Outlook is very well supported. But we prefer that you use the web console. It is very good, user friendly. However, we have that flexibility of even configuring Mac mail client. The procedures are already over there. You just need to configure imap.mail.gov.in and smtp.mail.gov.in as outgoing. 993 is the IMAP incoming port, 465 is the outgoing port. Somebody is asking me what is the option for attachment of files in Kavach. Kavach is a multi-factor authentication. It does not allow you to attach files. Files can be attached in your web, that is your email. Somebody is asking me if a web console is to be used by 10 officials for a single email ID. We do not recommend that. In case you are doing that, we don't control that, but yes, you can. The max size of email quota, we are upcoming with a new policy right now. So you'll have multiple plans like 50, 20, 100 GB. So see, Rajesh ji is just trying to log in into his account. He's entered his email address with password, and he's, I suppose, using a Kavach OTP. As soon as he hits sign in, you can also see the front page. We have all the information given. Right now, he's trying to pull the notification. See, he has a notification. He clicks on that notification, and he'll get an accept or deny. If he accepts it, he will be able to successfully log in. This is the live system that we are showing you. You can imagine how hard it is for Rajesh to work. See his account folders. See on top right side, it is written Rajesh Singh. If you can, sir, scroll on your mouse over there, you can see the quota information already available over there. There is a green bar over here. This means that you are less than 80% of utilizing your quota. In case you are using 80 to 100, 80 to 90, it will turn out to be yellow. In case you are using more than 90%, it will turn out to be red. We also have an option for my dashboard. As you click on my dashboard, there also we are showing you a pie chart. Also, we have login details. We have Kavach details. We have assigned email addresses. Now, these are login details. This takes a little bit of time because it gathers data. You can give date range also over here. It will give you the complete details of last 15 days login. You can see email assigned also. He has all these primary and secondary emails assigned to his name. You can see there is a name in Hindi that I told you that you can use IDN rajesh@sarkar.bharat. We also have Kavach details displayed over here. So Rajesh ji has two devices registered against him. One is Android, one is desktop token. That means his device Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 Pro, and he is only allowed from Indian country. See on below of that. In case he would have applied some other policy, that would also have been visible over here. Now we go to the top. I get excited when I try to display my features. So this, on top you can see we have mail option. Right hand side, Rajesh ji has selected right hand side as mail view. Now this is compose screen. You have an option for sign in, encrypt. You have an option to send later. We also have available multiple languages. Rajesh ji, if you can select Hindi. We can the typing is so easy that if I have to type Manav, I will type MANAV, and it will automatically detect the Hindi keyboard. In case you are facing a problem and you want to know which letter in English should I type, that it should give a Hindi letter, we have a help option also available. I'm trying to answer some questions also. Somebody is asking me for Outlook configuration. What about two-factor? It is already in place. However, we are just trying to roll it out as soon as possible. For Outlook also, we are coming up with multi-factor authentication. Right now, Outlook is without multi-factor authentication, but very soon, in next 1 month, it will be with multi-factor authentication also. In fact, all the clients. Somebody is asking me, can you share the procedure for changing the existing mobile number? If you go to the home page email.gov.in, over there itself, there is a link below sign in. Rajesh ji is just showing it. See there, update mobile and profile. You can update your mobile number over here. Let's go to the email page back. Yeah. So we have contacts also. We have calendars also. I would just like to show you a picture of it. See, over here we have all the contacts. You can create your own groups also. I'm just trying to show what I have already talked about few minutes back. Just right click on it, Rajesh ji. Right click on any one of the contact or a folder. See, you get all those options. Can you click on calendar? We have a very robust and a very extensive calendar. You can see we have multiple calendars. For testing purpose, we created a calendar with XXXX name also. And you see admin.support. Rajesh is too busy. See, he has so much meetings. See, on left hand side, there is a text written admin support at the support gov, and it is striked out. This means that some admin support shared a calendar with Rajesh ji. Rajesh ji selected yes, that I want to see that calendar. And when those rights were revoked, it shows like this, striked out. That this was shared previously. We also have a very good option for tasks. You can create your task. You can assign those tasks to your juniors, and they also get an option to update their completion status. Rajesh ji, if you can just click on briefcase. You see, these are multiple folders that has been created and multiple files. Those are being attached to this particular folders. Just right click on any one of them.
Sir, can I ask something?
Yeah, please.
Sir,
Please
one
go ahead.
query, please. Am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, actually, for example, let's suppose actually we have a means a functional email ID, and 30 users are working on the same email ID. We have this
Yes.
section, and in this section, 30 user IDs working on the one email ID. So we are using Outlook for that. So whether we should go for the web console, or we should try for the Outlook.
We give the flexibility to add both of them. You can use the web console also, but for web console, every person those who is using that particular email ID will have to configure a multi-factor authentication, that is two-factor Kavach app on the phone. And once anybody tries to log in, everybody will get a notification once that person is trying to log in. We still recommend that a particular email ID should not be used by multiple people, because we are giving you an option to share the folders and all. However, if you still want to do that and you are doing that, we give you the
No, sir,
flexibility.
but a section, for example, let's suppose a staff section or any admin or HR section. In HR section, 30 or 40 or 20 users are working, so they can't go for the separate email ID. No, sir. Actually, for a section of a branch, multiple users are working in it, headed by the APMG or AD.
The multiple users are using single email ID, you are trying to say, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is what I am saying, that it is not recommended, but if you are still doing that, you can do that. You can configure Outlook, you can We also give you an option to share a particular folder. Like example, if you are using your own email ID, but you want that common email ID mails to be visible to you, we also give that option. That is what Rajesh ji is showing over here. Share folder. You can do that with the inbox also.
Who from where this one email ID has been utilized by 30 people? Which place this query has come?
So from the Madhya Pradesh circle, actually, in a circle, one branch has, means for a branch, that's let's suppose staff.mp, the staff section having 10 or 15 users working on
What is
one
the
email
email
ID.
ID? What is the
Sir,
email ID
staff,
currently being used?
sir, currently staff.mp@indiapost.gov.in.
So the from the NIC server perspective, you need to remember nobody is going to use the same email ID by two set of persons. So it has to be created separately.
Sir, sorry, can't get it, sir. Repeat, sir.
All of the user will use independent email ID. No two users are going to share the email ID.
So for branch, how is it possible, sir? Actually, let's suppose for a divisional email ID or for a branch email ID, actually, many users are working on the same email ID. I've given one example also. I can give another example that, for example, any divisional email ID do.bhopal.mp, in division office there are 25 users or 22 users.
Only
So
one
with that,
person is supposed to send the email ID from one account. Sharing your password and sharing your email ID is sharing your toothbrush. You don't share your toothbrush with any other person. So
so
what
it
we
is
need
not
to
a
do
name
is,
based, no, sir. It is a functional email ID, no, sir. It is
so
not a
even
name
if it
based.
is functional based, it is mapped to a particular mobile number.
Hmm.
It is not mapped to everybody. Email ID cannot be shared. You have to create separate email ID for all. If it is all supposed to send across, one email ID is to be used and one person need to be in mark for that.
सर मैं छत्तीसगढ़ से बोल रहा था
जी सर.
सर सर सेम सर ऐसे ही यहाँ भी है सर एक डिवीजन में एक ही ईमेल आईडी होता है सर
I
तो
think let's
उसमें
take this. Let's take
अपने
this
ऐसे सर्किल
offline.
ऑफिस में भी सर सर्किल ऑफिस
Let's
में भी
take
एक ही में जी सर
let's take this offline because I know this. There are ways how we can better use that. If you have a single ID, there can be people residing behind that single ID. They can have their own multiple email ID. We can create a group where all those guys are able to receive those emails, and they can reply with their particular account, or they can reply with this particular account. So there are ways to do it. I think you can discuss with your nodal officers and how we can do that. But I would request you to take this offline since we will deviate from the required intended discussion. My apologies.
So can you please explain the shared folder option?
Yeah. So I was discussing about the similar option that we have an option to share the folder. Example, if I am sitting, if I have 6 people, those who are in shift, can have those individual email IDs like A, B, C, D, E, F, and there is one important like support gov email ID. The support gov email ID inbox can be shared with multiple people, and they can reply from their own account. So this creates an accountability, like which person has worked on which particular task. So though there are ways you can discuss with your nodal officers, or we can discuss this in detail. If you can send small one-liner mailer for clarification through the competent authority, we will address that also, and we can display that also to you. Moving forward, you can see what I was discussing about briefcase. You can share a particular briefcase, and if at all a briefcase has been shared, you can see two humans for image coming on a particular folder. This means that this particular folder has been shared. Now you can share a folder today and you can just forget about that. So there are procedures that you can also revoke that sharing. Now if I type an email address for sharing this particular folder, see, it auto completes. As soon as I click OK. a window will appear which will ask for an OTP. This OTP has been sent to a registered mobile number. We are also displaying you a masked mobile number that you have registered, so that you get to know which mobile number has received this or which number has been updated. So if I enter that OTP and verify that, this means that this folder has been shared now. I can edit these properties. I can revoke. I can resend if somebody is complaining that, oh, I missed it or I deleted it. I can edit the rights. So I have all those options just by a click.
The other person with whom we have shared the folder need to confirm that.
If you are sharing a folder to somebody, the other person will have to accept that to view that. If he denies it, that share will be rejected.
So from where will you get the option to confirm that?
He will get that option in its mail itself.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just try to show it to you if at all it is possible right away. Just give me a few seconds. I'm just trying to share one of the folder with Rajesh ji. Just check if he receives that email for acceptance of that. But see, over here you get a small mail where you see that I have shared this particular folder with Rajesh ji. Rajesh ji will get this email. If he accepts that share, this email automatically will be moved to trash, and the folder that I have shared, c.v and edu, as soon as he accepts it, this folder will be visible in his briefcase. If at all I'm sharing a folder, it will be visible in mail folder. If I'm sharing a briefcase, it will be visible in the briefcase itself. See, I have shared this particular folder with Rajesh. And see how quick it was. I just shared it within 1 second. He received an email, he accepted it, and 27 MB of this folder zip file has been shared with him. Now, if you go to preferences is a place where you can, select multiple options for your own account. Example, if you want to use, you have 2 email addresses along with your account. You can create persona, which account you want to add primary, which account is your secondary. While sending a mail, which account should be visible. Raji, if you can just click on preferences. See, on the left hand side, you get multiple options of general, account, mail, filter, signatures, out of office, contacts, calendar, sharing, notifications. All these options are available. See, Rajesh ji has a lot of accounts over here. He can choose an email from which he wants to send. He can use this as a persona.
So one query.
Yeah.
Sir, if I have the multiple email IDs and I have to configure that, I'll select the one primary and the other the secondary. Will all the emails from the secondary email ID will be visible in my account?
See, if you have 2 accounts, separate accounts, that would require a migration, because I cannot see your mails from one account to this account. But in the initial stages itself, if at all I have an account, I can map a secondary account to that. Example, if I have an email address, rajesh.singh@gov.in or rajesh.singh@nkn.in, ideally the account behind both of these emails is one. Anybody who's sending a mail to rajesh.singh@nkn or rajesh.singh@gov will receive the mail in one account itself. But previously itself, if you are using 2 accounts, that is not possible.
This will not be applicable to our India Post email ID. So maybe you can skip this.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure. So moving next, we also have video tutorials, as I said. see these video tutorials. We have how to create briefcase, how to create calendar, how to create task, how to create tags. We have all those videos, 2 minutes, 3 minutes videos available for your understanding. You need not to ask anybody how this can be done, how this can be done, or what is the procedure. We have that already embedded in your system itself. As soon as you log in, you can get these videos.
सर दिस इज फ्रॉम एमपी सर्कल।
Yes.
सर जैसे हम पीएमयू टीम में 4 मेंबर काम करते हैं और यदि
हाँ जी।
सभी सेपरेट आईडी बनाते हैं और दिन में हमें अप्रोक्स 300 से 400 मेल्स आते हैं, तो वो जो डिविजन्स हैं वो सब मेल यदि एडी हमारे एडी सर को करेंगे तो वो फिर हमें असाइन करेंगे, तो सर ये तो एक लेंदी प्रोसेस हो जाएगी। और यदि हमारे एडी सर किसी दिन कहीं बिजी रहते हैं तो वो इश्यूज तो टेकअप ही नहीं हो पाएंगे, फिर उनका रिजोल्यूशन में और लेट होगा।
मैं आपका क्वेश्चन समझा नहीं। आप कह रहे हैं कि ईडी सर को मेल आती है और वो आपको फॉरवर्ड करते हैं?
हाँ सर, जैसे कि आप बोल रहे हैं कि एक मेल सभी यूज नहीं कर पाएंगे, जैसे अभी पीएमयू की एक पीएमयू का एक मेल है।
समझ गया। तो वो एक ग्रुप पे फॉरवर्ड कर सकते हैं, एक सिंगल मेल आईडी पे वो 5 को मिल जाएगी, वो भी ऑप्शन है। अगर वो एक ही अकाउंट पे करते हैं तो वो एक अकाउंट 5 लोगों को भी मैप हो सकता है, एक फोल्डर, वो भी ऑप्शन है।
मतलब सर जैसे मेल आया है एडी सर के मेल पे तो वो ऑटोमेटिक हम सबके पास आ जाएगा या एडी सर को उसको हम लोगों को असाइन करना पड़ेगा?
दोनों ऑप्शन है।
ओके ओके।
आप देखिए, एक मैं आपको और ऑप्शन बताता हूँ, आप फिल्टर्स में जाइए।
सर वो कैसे पता चलेगा सर कि वो कौन सा मेल किस ब्रांच में जाएगा? मैं छत्तीसगढ़ से बोल रहा था सर।
वो आपको कॉन्फ़िगर कराना पड़ेगा ना। अभी जैसे देखिए फिल्टर्स है, आप यहाँ पे मल्टीपल फिल्टर्स क्रिएट कर सकते हैं। कौन सा वाला मेल किस पर्टिकुलर फोल्डर में जाए, कौन से वाले का सब्जेक्ट ये हो तो वो किस फोल्डर में जाए, कौन से वाले किस यूजर से आए तो वो कहाँ जाए, ये आप सब यहाँ पे सेट कर सकते हैं। और उसके अकॉर्डिंगली उस पर्टिकुलर फोल्डर को आप कहीं पे भी शेयर कर सकते हैं। एक लोगों को भी कर सकते हैं, 2 को भी कर सकते हैं, 4 को भी कर सकते हैं, 6 को भी कर सकते हैं। ये देखिए, जैसे इन्होंने मेल एक फिल्टर बनाया हुआ है जिसका नाम है पासएप 2 फैक्टर। वो कहाँ से आए, किसको सीसी हो और क्या सब्जेक्ट है, अगर ये तीनों कंडीशंस उसकी ट्रू होती हैं तो वो किस फोल्डर में मूव हो जाए। और वो फोल्डर आप किसी को भी शेयर कर सकते हैं, सब ऑटोमेटिकली होगा। ईडी सर को भी कुछ नहीं करना पड़ेगा, आपको भी वेट नहीं करनी पड़ेगी किसी और की एक्सेस देने के लिए या फिर पासवर्ड देने के लिए, कुछ करने के लिए। ये इमीडिएटली हो जाएगा।
तो सर उसके लिए सामने वाले को बताना पड़ेगा कि आप ये सब्जेक्ट लिख के भेजो, तभी ऐसा होगा।
तो अगर वो उस आप सिर्फ यूजर से भी कर सकते हैं। अगर सिर्फ नो रिप्लाई से कोई भी मेल आती है तो वो पर्टिकुलर मेल आपके पास आ जाए। अभी आप कैसे करेंगे? कोई तो कंडीशन लगेगी ना कि कौन सी पर्टिकुलर मेल पे किसको एक्शन लेना है। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट। तो यही सब चीजें हैं। बहुत ही रोबस्ट सिस्टम है। इट इज वेरी गुड टू यूज। We recommend you to use it. As soon as you use it, you will get more and more comfortable. On right hand side, you can see there is a banner option also available. If you don't want to view this banner option, you can just click on this particular arrow and banner will be hidden. There are a lot more options available. Once you start using it and once you get used to it, you will feel more and more comfortable with it. You can throw away your questions. In case I'm not able to answer, we will surely get an answer and revert back to you. Otherwise, please, for next 5 to 7 minutes, you can ask your questions.
Sir, is there any, this is from Karnataka.
Yes, sir.
Is there any link between this to e-office?
Not right now. IDs are same, IDs can be same, but right now there is no link. But moving forward, yes, we have a vision to get e-office also integrated,
so that the mails received will be directly moving to the e-office receipts, and it can be assigned from there, from the CR section.
Yes, get your point, sir. Well taken.
But so there is an option in e-office. You can pull the email from.
Yes, you have an option in e-office, but e-office right now does not integrate with this. We have a vision to do that also.
Yes.
Somebody is asking me, folder shell will enable the users to see all the emails. No, not all the emails. You can select a particular folder also. You can just share inbox or custom folder. He will not be able to see all the emails. Only the emails in that particular folder will be visible.
Sir, one question. In case we share inbox, then all the mails in the inbox will be shared with the
Yes.
with the user.
Yes. Somebody is asking me, can you please reiterate Outlook settings? Yes, I can surely do that. In Outlook, when you, Rajeshji, do you have an account Outlook? I would rather than discussing, I would like to, yeah. So we can share it over here. So when you add an account, it asks for an incoming mail server. In that, you will have to mention imap.mail.gov.in. The port will be 993. Outgoing server will be smtp.mail.gov.in. Port will be 465 SSL, and you can configure your account. See, these are the configuration steps already available. We keep on adding and improving our frequently asked questions on the website itself. So whenever there is something new, you will always get a updated document over there, so that for user comfort it will be available over there. See, IMAP port is 995, SMTP is 465. Sorry, 993. This is how
Why
you
don't you just
configure.
also tell about how to enable IMAP through Kavach?
There is an option, if you download, there is an option of IMAP by the name itself. You can enable or disable from there itself. Let me see if I can, show a screenshot
Sir,
of it.
can I come from Madhya Pradesh circle, sir?
Yes, please.
Sir, actually we have a huge database of the earlier email that we are using. Means actually we were using the email ID from the last 3-4 years of our mail section. So whether we will be able to access the previous inbox or previous mail that we have sent in the after the email migration, actually
In case,
in the inbox of new.
in case we are doing a migration, yes, you will be able to see all those old emails.
Yes, all the emails earlier which are there as part of the inbox will be migrated to the new server after the new email has been created.
See, Rajesh is showing over here. Somebody asked about IMAP. There is an option, manage IMAP. As soon as you click over there, it will give you an option to enable or disable. So he is using a desktop app right now. So this is how it is visible in desktop. And on a mobile app also, similar way, on top right hand corner, there is an IMAP option available. So you can disable and enable IMAP from here. Right now he's enabled it. So the icon has changed to disable. If you want to disable it, you can just go and disable. I hope that answers the question.
That is an important step for all of you to understand, because by default, I guess IMAP is disabled.
Yes, correct, sir.
So that means that whenever a user gets the new email ID, if he wants to configure even Outlook also for IMAP or mobile phones, he will have to use this Kavach application to enable the IMAP so that it can be configured.
Absolutely correct. Thank you for reiterating that, sir. In case somebody else has a question, you can just put down an email also to the right authorities. We will be happy to
I
answer
have a
that.
question here from Karnataka.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I am from Karnataka. Actually, this sharing of emails, whether assignment of somebody has read it and take the ownership, whether the assignment of that mail can be given like that.
I didn't get the question, sir. If you could just repeat.
Actually, there are 10 people working in under one section. That is what
Okay.
what is the question? How somebody has taken the ownership of that email received. That means if a email lands into my email ID and it is shared to the 10 people, somebody picks it up. When he picks it up, then that means he will be looking after that aspect. He says, yes, I am looking after. That means it is assigned to him. That kind of thing can be made possible here.
Right now, that is not that is not available. But let me check if it is, if that can be done, because right now we don't have that option. Like if five people together are working on particular mail or folder, and somebody can accept that, and then that acceptance can go, that acknowledgement can go. What I understand, if you are asking that,
Yeah, it's a
right now that is not available.
ownership for the work related to that email. Somebody has to take the ownership. That is one OA out of 10. He is
I
taking
get,
that means he will be working on it.
I get your question,
So
sir.
that,
Now
so
that
that the group officer will know that somebody is working on it, and he will ask that person. That's all.
I get it, sir.
No,
I get it. Right
no,
now that
hang on. This is not part of the scope of the email, and it is
yes.
not provided by any of the email system. So let's skip this and move ahead.
Yeah, this is not a project kind of a thing. However, we give an option for tasks, so you can assign tasks to somebody, but this is not available in the email collaboration.
Yeah, understood, sir. Understood.
Sir, is there any app for the email also, just like the cover chip?
You can use your native mobile app. You can configure in your Gmail app also, and we are coming up with our own NIC app also.
Okay, okay.
So as of now, the question which has been asked, the answer is no, there is no app of the NIC in today's date, but your default email client like your Gmail app in the mobile phone or any like Samsung mobile app which you are using or the Apple Mail that can be configured to use the NIC mails.
Okay.
Sir, coming from West Bengal Circle, sir. Sir, regarding the sharing folder, if I want to share, if one email owner want to share his some folder like inbox to particular person, like we are talking about the multiple access of a single email, whether the other people need to have the NIC or gov.in email address to get to
Yes,
see that share.
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
definitely, sir. You cannot do it outside
Sir,
your domain.
So one thing for all the circles present here, this time we were not going to have any restriction on the number of email IDs. If it is required that there are more number of email IDs to be created, that is a particular purpose that all of the circles have been given the DA account, dedicated admin account, so that as much account which is you require at the division circle level should be created.
I hope the training and the discussion was, useful to you guys. And I wanted this to have been this to be interacted, which we tried to do that. In case there is something else, you can just share your queries. We'll be happy to answer. And in case there is nothing else, that's it from my side. Thank you very much.
Manav, I think.
sir, sorry to sir, some
Yes, please go ahead.
sir, may I put forward some couple of questions from West Bengal?
Please, please.
Okay, sir. Sir, sorry, the line get disconnected from my end. My question was share folders. I can share the folder to other person for nominated. If I shared, I saw that in your screen that we have to put the email ID. So that means if I'm a staff, I'm an employee of our APMG staff, so I have to have an email ID to get the shared folder in and to work with, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
There's a okay, fine, sir. Next question is whether POP3 can be configured in Outlook
Yes, it can
or
be done.
simple IMAP.
You just need to select
And
995 in
my
place of 993, and you will be able to select pop also. But make sure that when you select pop,
okay,
the mails are downloaded in your client and it will not be on your server. Now, moving forward, if you say that I want my
yes, sir.
mails back on the server, that would be difficult. I hope that is.
Yes, of course, sir. There is some time date factor, 14 days, 15 days like this. Sir, you
But
said
why
in the
would you?
previous of your presentation.
But why would you hang on? Why would you require a POP client as of now? That is not security compliant.
Yes, sir. At present, that India Post mail ID we are using having very less capacity. So it requires to download all the mail in the system so that we can use furthermore.
No, but here in the NIC system,
So
that will not be applicable. So it is generally advisable not to use the POP, but instead you should use IMAP.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So my next question is in Coverage app. I used to work with Coverage app also. So in Coverage app, you were saying push to notification is also there, and after putting the password, I have to put some number which is appearing in Coverage and which is getting refreshed after 30 seconds. So
Either
whether
one.
the both option have
No, either
whether
one.
the both
If you
option has
if
to
you
be
use
used, or I just can
no no
accept push to notification.
no, you can just put your password, you will get a push notification. If you put your password with the OTP code, you will not get a push notification, you will be logging in directly. So either one. So it has
Oh,
been done to
so like
keep.
Gmail, when I log in
Yes,
a separate system, it asks me whether you are logged in or not. Just click yes and no. Such kind of thing is not there in Coverage. I have to
no,
all the time I have to put a 6-digit number beside my
yes,
password, right, sir?
either 6-digit number or push notification, whatever option you want. Every time when you
So
log in
where
into the
from
web,
where I can configure this
you just need to go to Apple
either
Store or you need
6-digit
to
number
go
or
to
push to
Google.
push notification in Coverage also,
So just hear out. Just hear
sir.
out. You have an option for either using a push notification or an OTP. Any
Okay, sir.
any one of them at any particular time. Once you configure
Okay,
your Kavach app on your mobile phone, both the options are activated. Now, when you go
okay,
to
sir.
email.gov.in, you enter your username and password. If you enter
Hmm.
only the password, you will get a push notification. You can
Okay,
accept
sir.
and deny.
Okay,
If you enter a
okay, sir.
password with OTP, you will not get a push notification. You will log in directly.
Sir, in your beginning of the session, you said the maximum 3 system can be allowed with the same
By default,
email
by
ID.
default, 3 devices we are giving.
Hmm.
Like one person can have one mobile, one desktop, and one laptop. So
Hmm.
by default, we are giving that. But in case you want to increase that, so you can put a request here.
So in Feed Device, when I log in, whether I will get same kind of push notification things
Yes,
message in
yes,
my
yes,
registered mobile.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
And sir, if for example, like if the discussion is going on, just a small thing, if
Yeah, please.
one email ID used by 2 person and they are login, the push notification will reach to respective concern authority, and if they accept, then he can open the email, right, sir?
Yes, right.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
I hope that summarizes this.
I think some of today's questions were very valuable in guiding us in the future for guiding us for the new email ID which need to be created. I think from the technology division, we should compile these set of queries and keep it ready for my future next week when you're going to conduct a wider meeting for all of us. So right now we have conducted meetings sort of a train the trainer people so that you are able to let users create the email ID, understand all the features of the new NIC email system and then are able to take it forward. But in the next go, we would like also from the help of NIC to directly connect with the users. I think by next week, we will plan that sort of a webinar where more people can be joined together and they can hear how the email ID and the Kavach application need to be used. I actually, this was very informative today. It was very well crafted the way it was told, all the facets of email ID, how the email ID is to be managed, what are the various web features, configuration of Kavach, configuration of Outlook. I think I congratulate the whole NIC team who had put forth today's conference in a much detail. I think we have spent almost 1.5 to 2 hours in giving the detailed description of how email to be used. I'm sure all the user will be finally able to use the email system henceforth. And I think some of the query which have been asked, especially in terms of sharing folders, I think we need to have a little bit more elaboration. That I think is a newer system for all of us, but is a better system, more secure to share the folder within the team so that email IDs get redirected to the folder and people are having an access. I would request the NIC team to perhaps, if they have a video already for the shareable folder, or in the next web conference which we conduct, may please kindly elaborate a little further about how sharing folder works, because as it was told by a few of the circles, that one email ID is being used within a division by multiple people, so that now people are all aware about how shareable folder can work in the future. Once again, I thank all of you. Let's meet again with a detailed discussion next week.
Thank you, Kushalji. Thank you.
So,
Point well taken.
thank
We
you, sir.
will elaborate that.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Sri Manav and the entire NIC team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, team. Thanks a lot. Thank you.